Are you tired of seeing talented women leave your workplace? You're not alone, and today we're tackling how to change that. Joining me is Sara Gene Houtman, better known as SG, the Chief People Officer at Truly Free. SG's journey is incredible. She started in customer service as a stay-at-home mum and worked her way up to the C-suite, all while staying grounded in empathy, trust, and people-first leadership. In this episode, SG shares how Truly Free has created a culture where women feel seen, supported, and set up to grow. You'll hear how they're hiring like-hearted people, offering real-time mentorship, and building an environment where it's safe to fail and even safer to soar. If you're serious about inclusion, retention, and building high-performing teams where women can truly thrive, this conversation is packed full of ideas and powerful reminders you won't want to miss. Now, without further ado, let's jump into my conversation with SG. Hi, SG. Welcome to the All Inclusive Podcast.
Hi, I'm so glad to be here today.
I know, I'm so happy to have you. I'm super excited for this conversation. So, your career path is an inspiring one for sure. I know you started at an entry level role, which is very similar to my experience working in financial services. But unlike myself, you have worked your way far surpassing myself into chief people officer at Truly Free, which is phenomenal. And I know that's something that a lot of women do dream of being able to start at entry level and grow to a C-suite position. So let's start there. Like, what were some of the key turning points for you in your career that actually helped you advance?
This is the funnest thing I get to talk about, especially with women. It's just having the courage to always raise your hand. So I started out in customer service and they put me in the retention department. And I was just like, how can I make this better? That's how I approach everything. So I was sitting down and it was our churn rates. And I took our churn rates from 2% to 30% for savings. And the way I did that was showing empathy, trying different things through just our emails, our phone calls, and building out processes and automation. So the fact that I took a risk and took a chance and just that initiative, it got me more visibility from our CEO and the leadership team. And so when things became open, I would raise my hand and I would get those chances. And I just made sure that I worked harder than everyone around me and I always raised my hand. So that led from customer service team to an opening at a company we had called MemberBox at the time. And I was doing box curation for influencers that were sending subscription boxes, which led to me wanting to talk to the dev team. And then eventually, like I was just asking for these new features, and that led me to being a scrum master on the dev team, which led me to leading the dev team in terms of just like supporting them, not doing code and stuff like that, but supporting the dev team, making sure they had everything they needed, which then like keeping doing those things that I just, I saw it on someone's calendar that there was dev meetings. I just start going to meetings. And then that led to me going to director of operations and just doing every single thing I possibly could, learning every single thing I possibly could, and eventually becoming the chief people officer.
Oh wow, that's amazing. And just for those that are listening out there, Dev Teams is your development teams, is that right?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, developers. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's
Yep.
absolutely fine. So, one thing that I would love to know is like that self-doubt element, because I think that definitely does play into myself, and when I'm kind of wanting to look to do things and advance in my career, there is a lot of self-doubt that I have, and I know many others do face that too. So I was would love to know, like, is that something that played in your career journey at all? Like, how did you overcome it if you did face or experience any self-doubt?
I think this is very common, especially in women, and I refer to it as imposter syndrome. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but that's something we talk a lot about in the Chief Network. It's a group I'm part of. And I learned that a lot of executive women suffer from imposter syndrome. And then just knowing that we're putting ourselves in this imaginary box and like limiting ourselves and putting ourselves in there when nobody else is doing that. It's something we put on ourselves. So be fearless, be brave, and try new things. And I think that really helped me overcoming the self-doubt because, of course, I suffered with that.
Yeah.
It was something all the individuals around me, like the way that I overcame that was addressing it with them. Our CEO, he's like, You earned your spot here. You worked hard for it. You belong here. And just having him tell me that meant the world to me.
It is nice to have someone in a leadership position to kind of give you that reassurance sometimes. I don't necessarily think that we have to have it all the time in order to be able to advance, but I do think it does play a massive key part in us being able to feel comfortable to take that leap to progress further. And I know another thing that a lot of people do talk about when they're talking about kind of thriving in their career and excelling is that mentorship sponsorship element. And it's not just for women but also for individuals from underrepresented groups and just any working professional. Is having a mentor or sponsor can really be an impactful thing. So for you, I know you did actually have a mentor, and it was a male mentor, in fact, as part of your journey. So could you share what that relationship really meant to you and the impact that it had?
Yes. So my mentor, Mr. Bova, Kevin Bova, I owe so much to him, and I cannot thank him enough for everything he's done for me. Just the thing I learned from him was continuous feedback for your teammates. He built trust with me, so I was comfortable with him giving me feedback. And we joke about it, he takes me to the woodshed, as he would call it, and he just gives me continuous feedback, and I feel safe. And now it's like an addiction. I want that feedback. Give me that feedback. How can I tweak this? Because he's a coach and he's helping me tweak things to get me right on track. And when you have that relationship where you're comfortable getting feedback and you're asking for it, you learn so much faster, and they're guiding you, and you just become so much more efficient in your best self. Everyone should have a mentor. I truly believe
Mm,
that.
yeah. If you could go back and give advice to yourself, what would you say?
I would say be confident. It's okay to be different. Be confident. I had a lot of insecurities around I do not have your classical HR training. I don't have your classical schooling for HR. But the fact that if you know how to work, like let's say partnerships, I didn't have those strengths, but I got myself a mentor. I paired myself with a really strong PEO and a really good legal team, and I can do anything because I have those individuals that fill those holes and guide me. And so if you're hungry enough, you can figure anything out. And so be confident, because the number one thing is nobody has it all figured out, and that's okay.
Oh my gosh, can we just say it louder for the people in the back? Like, no one has the right answer. You deserve to be in the room. You may well have the answers that everyone is looking for, or a solution to part of the question that's being asked. So no, I love that. I love that advice. I'm actually going to probably take that one too
Yes,
going forward
please.
for myself. So we've talked about your own individual leadership journey. I want to go towards the organization. So I think it's one thing for you as a person, as a leader, to have confidence, to go for what you want, ask questions, be curious. But I think it also makes a difference when the environment that you enter into is one that is inclusive. And that's really going to be able to help nurture those feelings and that progression that you're looking for. So I know Truly Free has an incredible, as you've mentioned, low turnover rate in particular. You are very big on inclusion, and a lot of your employees clearly feel included and feel like they belong there because they're staying there. So, what does make Truly Free's culture unique?
You'll hear me say this several times. It starts from the head down. Our CEO, he is always walking the floor. We have a manufacturing headquarters in Michigan, and he is always walking that floor. So is our COO. Anytime I go, I'm walking the floor, working on the line. Like we hop in, we serve our team lunch. But being there with our people, interacting daily with our people, asking them how their life's going, I mean, it's not unheard of. So if someone's in a hardship too, we'll stop and talk with that individual, and we're going to sit in that place with them. People are not just a number to us. And we make sure that we hire individuals that are like-hearted like that to continue to grow that on the HR team. Because, I mean, we walk through everything together. I can remember this is probably going to make some people's skin crawl. I say this in the corporate world, but we really are like family. When I was going through a hardship, our CEO, and I was in customer service, he lives in Michigan. He was sitting outside in the cold, in the snow for 2 hours because I had a very serious situation going on in my life. And he mentored me and he talked into me. He does that with every single person in our company, and that becomes contagious. And I really honestly, I just cannot thank him enough for that. And I'll always remember it for my whole life.
Wow, that's powerful. I mean, you don't hear that very often, especially someone so high up in the company, like CEO, to be able to take that time away and to acknowledge and help and support their employees, not just the ones that are directly in front of him, but all throughout the kind of hierarchy in an organization. That's wonderful. With companies doubling down in size every year, like how do you maintain that level of care as you grow and inclusion at scale though?
So that's very important. We are very careful about who we hire. We say like-hearted. We have to hire people that are like-hearted. So, again, from the head down, we take that mentorship from our CEO and we instill that in our team. So we're making sure that we're hiring people that are like-hearted, kind, respectful. If you're coming onto my team, we have a rule. I'm going to do dinner with you. Can we do life together? How are you going to treat the waiter? And we have to be very careful if everyone's not going to get it right all the time. You're going to have a mishire, but you have to learn how to protect your team and honestly fire fast. Culture is important. If you have a toxic team member, your team is going to run slower. Even if they're your highest performer, you have to take care of the team. And I learned that I removed someone that was, a toxic team member, even though they're the highest performer, and our team ran faster. So protect your team at all costs and treat people with respect.
Yeah, I mean, how did that go? Like for you, was there any particular techniques or strategy that you had when you were entering into that conversation, or when you felt like, right, okay, this we need to exit this individual? Like what can we do, or how best did you kind of communicate that?
Absolutely. So I tried pouring into the individual first. A team member should never be surprised that there's an issue. And then we put together a PIP, a performance improvement plan. And if there's buy-in from that team member and they're going to work on it, I will walk to the ends of the earth with you. But if there's not and it continues to be a problem, unfortunately, you have to coach up or you coach out.
No, I love that sentiment. This episode of All Inclusive is brought to you by Paradigm, the platform that helps companies build innovative, high performance workplaces for everyone. Anti diversity activism is currently surging in the mainstream, challenging corporate DEI programs. But the data tells a different story. Many companies remain committed to their efforts, finding ways to evolve and embed inclusion deeper into their business practices. That's why forward thinking leaders partner with Paradigm. Their latest report, The State of Culture and Inclusion, reveals how companies are navigating the current climate and driving real progress in 2025. Click the link in the description below to download your free report today. And I want us to slightly pivot and talk about kind of supporting women in these sorts of situations, because we know a lot of women face more statistically, a lot more than their male counterparts, that toxic workplace environment and throughout all different stages of their career. So how does Truly Free ensure women feel heard and valued right from the beginning up to the point in when you're trying to set them up for leadership roles?
That's a great question. And I believe I'm going to tie this back to my mentor, Kevin Bova. He developed a leadership development program. I think it's going to be his legacy. Every single person, and I mean this, every single employee has the right to that class. They have the right to mentorship with me, Kevin, or anyone on the HR team. And we're going to make sure the team always instills that if someone's looking to grow, we're going to give that to you. You are welcome to take the leadership development course. We do a branded box with a branded workbook that goes along with the development course. And like we make sure that they feel included and just making sure that they have all of the right tools to grow in their position.
I think it's so important that these opportunities are open to everyone, and that in doing that, those that feel that they might not have a place there know that they do. by opening the doors wider and saying, look at everything that we're able to offer. These are the support. Anyone here can take this up. It's not just those that are high performers, or if you're working within a particular type of team. I think it's so important to give that opportunity. In particular, working mums, there is some barriers there sometimes, I think, or we may perceive there to be barriers sometimes as working mums because of the lack of flexibility in a lot of organizations where they hold these additional learning initiatives or development initiatives at times where it just doesn't really work for us. So what would you say to that for organizations that are looking to put these sorts of programs in place? How do they ensure that working mums feel as though that they can attend and they're included in this?
You've got to be flexible. Flexibility is key here, I think. So we created a program. We have an amazing recruiter, Robin, and she's like, what about moms? Like, so on our floor in manufacturing in Traverse City, we're trying to solve for, it's a tourist town, so there's not a lot of individuals. And so we're like, how do we tap into the moms? Well, it's going to be go drop your kiddos off at school and then come work, and then you can leave before they come, get out of school. So have the flexibility with that schedule. We're going to put together a program, and obviously we can't put everyone in the same program. We'll have a wait list on that, but trying out to see if we can do that, and then knowing that these individuals are going to have to call in sometimes because kids are going to get sick. But the coolest thing I think our CEO has ever done is he built this company with stay-at-home moms. That's actually how I got started. I was a stay-at-home mom, homeschooling my kids, and I came in through the customer service team, and he empowered all of us, and he built us, he trusted us to try things, he poured into us. We did not have all the skill sets, and honestly, I think that's one of his biggest legacies is trusting moms and supporting them to grow in the company.
Oh wow, that's amazing. That's a wicked kind of turnaround story, or a come up story.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What's one common mistake do you think companies make when they are trying to kind of support women and working mums?
I think treating women like we're glass, right? Like, give us the feedback, give us the honest feedback. We're not going to break. You don't have to be gentle with us. No, please don't scream in anyone's face, but you know, it, give us honest feedback. That's why mine and Kevin's relationship, my mentor, was so valuable. He wasn't afraid to critique me, and it made me better. So give us feedback. We want it. We want to be the best that we can be for our companies.
It's definitely those misconceptions I think that people have of different types of different genders and the biases that are attached sometimes to women. Either it be, oh, they're too emotional, so let's kind of pussyfoot around, so to speak, how we give them feedback, or when they're looking to excel and they're sitting in a leadership or a decision making position, some of the decisions that they're making, oh no, she's too aggressive, or it's too much, and I think, yeah, I totally agree with you. I think that is a key factor in a lot of the mistakes that a lot of companies make. So how can they fix it? Like what advice would you give?
I would say support us. Definitely don't treat us like we're glass. And I'll never forget our CFO, his name is Lou. And like he could tell like I was struggling to like really find that. But support us, be honest with us. And he's like in front of our whole C-suite. This was when I was definitely struggling with self-doubt. He's like, just let it rip. We're going to be here to support you. It's okay to fail. It's okay to get it wrong. Like we want to see you try. And when I realized it was a safe place to fail in, oh man, did I start thriving. So create a safe place for us to fail and know that you're going to have our back.
Oh, wicked. That's a great CFO.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, it sounds wicked. So what is next for Truly Free? Like the as a company, as you continue to grow, what's up next for you guys?
There's so much that we're continuing to grow women. Something I think is important is, I talked a lot about stay-at-home moms. We're helping women that are in sex trafficking being able to have a livable wage and helping them. If you go on our website, you'll see our missions to get out of sex trafficking. So the success stories of women in our company are so important. We've had several individuals come up through our company from not just customer service, but shipping departments. And now they're running those departments. I think of Bobby Joe. Maria, she came in through customer service. She's now our director of marketing operations and branding. Like that's amazing. So just we're still continuing to grow our team. We were just on Good Morning America. We're growing our customer base for Truly Free Home. And also for Truly Free, a different company, we just launched a marketplace. We have two companies. So trulyfree.com, which is our marketplace where amazing brands are on there. And then Truly Free Home, which is our non-toxic laundry wash and our non-toxic cleaners.
Oh, awesome. And if you could give just one piece of advice to those that are building or trying to build a truly inclusive workplace, like what would it be?
Hire like-hearted people. So we treat people with kindness and respect, and we also expect people to be collaborative and including like the entire team. So when you hire people and develop them that way, and that's truly who they are, and you keep hiring like-hearted people, you never have to worry about it. We never have. I mean, I got a call from Steven the other day. He was in India. He travels all over the world. He's like, I found this amazing man with an amazing heart, and we're going to be running payroll in India next week. And I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to do that? Like, how am I going to pull this off? He does that to me all the time. But honestly, we figure it out again, having those good partnerships. And we hire people from all over the world, all different religions. And it's just the coolest thing. And when you instill that in your leaders, you never have to worry about it.
Wow, I mean, it definitely sounds as though Truly Free are really hitting both sides. Not only internally, your internal house is working in a culture that is inclusive of everyone, and you're really striving for that as you scale, but also externally. So in the products, services that you offer, it's amazing. It's been so great to hear the work that you have been doing, and also your own personal journey, Sarah, because I think for a lot of women that are listening in, they are going to be inspired. I know I am. So for our listeners, before we wrap up, I mean, how best can they connect with you if they're wanting to learn more, if they're wanting to learn more about Truly Free, but also for you to connect with you?
So to connect with me, I please reach out to me on LinkedIn. It's Sara Gene, SG Houtman. I'd love to talk with you. I love talking people, operations, heart, anything. I'd love to problem solve with you. So yeah, reach out, please.
Oh, that's awesome. I mean, I love a leader that likes to talk and likes to help others, because I think it's definitely going to take all of us to collaborating together across functions, across the globe, to really continue to push the conversation of inclusion. I think it's more important now more than ever that we understand that bringing everyone along for the ride is only going to create bigger, better, innovative businesses, outcomes, both personally and also professionally.
Absolutely. Bring everyone with you to the top. That's my motto.
Yeah,
Yep.
love it. Well, Sarah Jean, I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation today. It's been an awesome one. I can't wait for us to talk again soon. But until then, wishing you all the best.
Thank you so much. It was an honor to be here. Thank you.